What's up, everybody? Back with another video. I hope you guys are ready to have some fun with SEO. So today I'm going to be trying to rank #1 on Google live instantly for the term best looking man in Baltimore. And obviously that's a joke, so I'll jump into why I'm going to be doing this in just a minute. If you guys can bear with me just a second, I'm going to try and get this video shared to my SEO Facebook group, which, by the way, if you want to connect with me more often, if you want to see my posts more often, first of all, you can hit the notification bell, but you can also join my group, Most Effective SEO. So like I said, I'm just sharing this video to the group so that my group members can see it, and then we'll jump into it. So what I'm going to be doing is trying to use YouTube to rank a video for best looking man in Baltimore. Obviously linking to my business website, baltimorecityseo.com. So like I said, the reason I'm going to be doing that is to demonstrate a few things to you guys here. First of all, how fast you can rank content using YouTube. And the second reason I'm going to be doing that is to show people who might not know what SEO is or how it can benefit their business exactly what SEO is and what it can do. So obviously, if this works, which it might not, right? It's an experiment. I'm doing it live. Things don't always go as planned, so who knows? We might not be successful. But if I am successful with this, it will demonstrate exactly how fast you can influence the results on Google and start getting traffic for whatever it is you want to be the best at. If you want to be the best looking, maybe you're the best yoga teacher, or maybe you're the best trash haul away person, or maybe you're the best Porta-John rental company. You know, whatever it is that you do, if you want to be the best, or at least want Google thinking you're the best so that when people search for the best, they find you, this is for you. So like I said, give me just a minute here to finish sharing this to my group, and we'll jump into it. I'm in too many groups. I got to cut down my group list, so bear with me just a second. Okay, that's posted in the group. So what makes me think I'll be able to do this? First of all, well, I've been getting crazy results with YouTube to the point that it's blowing me away. I'm getting like pretty much obsessed with it. Like, I just can't stop doing it. Every day I try and make sure I publish at least 1 or 2 videos, and a lot of times those aren't on my main channel because I don't have time every single day, although I'm trying to make the time to sit down and make these longer drawn out in-depth tutorials. So instead, I at least make sure I'm posting an ad type video every day, and that's what we're going to be doing here, is posting an ad. So what makes me think I'll be able to do this? Well, the first thing I want to show you guys here is the search results for best looking man in Baltimore. If we take a look here, we have cosmopolitan.com coming up first, Maryland's sexiest men, pictures of hot guys from Maryland. So beneath that we have some images here, and looks like we've got a missing person. We've got what looks like a mugshot of somebody here, a cheeseburger. So first of all, these are the results that are coming up, and if a cheeseburger is the #1 image, then you know, I know realistically I'm not the best looking guy, but hopefully I look better than a cheeseburger, but who knows. Anyways, I'm just trying to have some fun here, keep this entertaining, and I know that the in-depth tutorials, people tend to click off when I post them on YouTube. I post like 30-minute tutorials or an hour-long tutorials, and people click off after 2 and 5 minutes. Now, that is getting better as I'm perfecting my craft and keeping people engaged and watching, but also I'm trying to keep the videos more exciting and more fun and less like formal and structured and boring like school, you know. So that's what we're doing here. That's why we're doing best looking man in Baltimore, trying to have some fun. So come down here, we've got the Capital Gazette, the Baltimore Sun, and so, you know, the Baltimore Sun and Cosmopolitan are some pretty big hitters. So it's, in my opinion, quite a feat to disrupt these results, to have these big companies like this on the first page of Google and then to be able to jump in between them. So that's what we're hoping to do. We'll find out. But another thing I want you guys to notice here is down here, this is what, first, second, third. This 4th result is from back in 2017. 5th result is from 2020. So what that's telling me at face value is that these results here have been sitting here a while, and in my opinion, Google's always looking for fresh content. They want new content, and they want engaging content. And so you'll notice there's no videos here in these results on page 1. Now, a lot of SEOs will tell you, when it comes to videos, they're like, well, check and see, are there videos in the search results? Because if there's not, then I wouldn't bother making a video. Which in some cases is true. There's certain terms where I think Google is not looking for video results, but the vast majority of the time, I think they are. And it's obvious with how much authority they're giving YouTube videos, number one. And number two, they're serving video content first in search results. So if we go over here and click on more and click on videos, we could take a look at the videos that are coming up. Again, Baltimore Sun. These seem to all be from the Baltimore. All the first ones are from the Baltimore Sun. Then we have visitmaryland.org and baltimore.org. So we might not necessarily be able to get into this videos tab right away, or even on page 1. But like I said, that's what we're going to try. And at the very least, we want to come up in YouTube search results. Let me see if I can open an incognito window here and go to YouTube, and we'll just see what the YouTube results are for this term. Best looking man in Baltimore. Okay, so just drove through the worst parts of Baltimore. Baltimore officer resigns. Handsome men in the world. But the good news for me, and what makes me think I'll be able to do this, like I said, is that there's no results here with that exact key phrase, best looking man in Baltimore, long tail keyword, if you will. And long tail keywords are what are especially powerful for YouTube. So let's jump into it, and we'll get started and try and rank for this term live. So I've got the YouTube video pulled up here. All I've done is create the video, and I created this thumbnail here. You can see it's purple and black and white. Hopefully it stands out. That's what I'm going for. It says Baltimore's best looking man in the title, or in the thumbnail. So basically the first thing I'm going to do here is start with the title. And when it comes to your title, when you have a keyword you want to rank for, particularly a long tail keyword, you want to put that in the beginning of your title, the first thing in your title. So we will put that best looking man in Baltimore, and boom, there's your keyword. So now we want to freshen this up a little bit, right? That's a little vague or simple. So we'll do best looking man in Baltimore City, Maryland. Then put my name, James Jernigan. We could leave it at that. I might add a little bit more to it. Yeah. Just announced. And I find I might come back and take just announced out if I find that this isn't working the way I want it to. But I've found that by putting these kind of words like just announced is like recent, or like recent updates, putting stuff like this is going to help Google prioritize your content above other content, because it's saying, hey, this is new, this is fresh, this is now, and that's what you want. So the very next step, once you've got your title, is just copy it and paste it into your description. It seems simple, but and I don't know why it works so well, but basically what I assume is going on here is since the first I don't know exactly how much, 25 words or so of your description pop up in the preview, when this pops up in search. So I'm guessing Google gives a lot of weight to that, so you want these same keywords in there. Anyways, I've found best practice is to just copy your title and paste it right there in the description. And then immediately after your title, I like to add a link. Not everybody likes to do this, but the reason I like to do it is when my video pops up in search results, you can see my website in that preview snippet rather than having to click and scroll down to it. So what website are we going to put here? Well, because I want to, I might have to log back into my site builder here. Okay, so YouTube videos come up in search results very quickly, like normally in a matter of a couple minutes. Your website, on the other hand, might take a week or two to shift around to show up to get indexed. But That's one thing you can do by ranking your videos so fast. You can use it to speed up the ranking of your website. So here I have created a page on my website, baltimorecityseo.com. And this page, if we look here at the settings, you can see that the URL for this is baltimorecityseo.com/best looking man in Baltimore. So it's important to use your keywords in your URL as well. So here the keywords are in the URL of the page, they're in the title of the page, they're in the page name, and then here I just have a bunch of meta keywords, which is similar, most attractive man in Baltimore, stuff like this. And then same for the description, meet the undisputed best looking man in Baltimore, just announced by Google. How did James Jernigan become Baltimore's best looking man? Click to find out. And so there you go, you can see keywords and variations used all throughout the title, the meta keywords, meta description, and again down here the open graph title. And for the open graph image, I've used the YouTube thumbnail. Now I did edit this image a little bit. I scribbled some black over top of where there was already black in the image, so to the human eye this image is identical, but to Google, when you know, this image is represented in numbers, it's a different image to Google. So but it will still be able to identify that it's the same, using the same colors and the same it'll ideally, what I think is happening is Google is correlating, okay, we have this image and this image, which are both branded with the same colors, the same text, the same style. They must go together, right? So that's what we're hoping will happen between similar images, similar keywords in the video and the website, and then linking the video and the website together. So anyways, we're trying to keep this as quick as possible so you guys can see what I'm doing here. But again, down here I have H1. I have my H1 title here, meet the best looking man in Baltimore, James Jernigan. Why is James Jernigan the best looking man in Baltimore City, Maryland? The answer is simple. James Jernigan is the best looking man in Baltimore because he's the best at modern search engine optimization. In other words, James knows how to trick the Google algorithm into ranking his content at the top of search results. So, while you may think that the best looking man is subjective, or even that James is super ugly, Google doesn't see it that way. And thus, neither do the people searching for answers like, who is the best looking man in Baltimore? So like I said, having a little bit of fun here. I hope you guys can appreciate the humor. I hope this keeps you entertained. And most importantly, I hope you see how fast this is going to help you rank in search results. So I'll go ahead and save that. We will go ahead. There's one more thing I need to do. Once I finish publishing, actually I don't even need to finish publishing it. I can just grab this YouTube link right here. And then now what we're going to do is embed this YouTube video that we haven't even titled yet, that all we've done is upload it. We're going to embed this YouTube video onto this page here. That should be good to go. Let it refresh. Give it just a second. My internet gets slow when I'm live streaming, but there you go. Here you can see my video is now on this web page, and the title is just one because I haven't saved the new title that we just typed out. But anyways, I'm going to publish this page right here. So now this page is live with my video, even though the video is not titled. And now we're going to copy the link address. I think that was behind me. Let me actually pull up my monitor here so I can see what I'm doing. In case you can't see, behind me I'm just copying this link here to this page I've just created. Now I'm going to come over here and, like I said, paste this right after, paste this in the description right after the first sentence, essentially, is what you want to do. And now you just need to type out a description. Usually you want to use some paragraphs and use a whole bunch of relevant stuff. So I'm just going to simply start typing some relevant words and terminology for what I want to rank. So why is James Jernigan the best looking man in Baltimore? When it comes to attractive men in the Maryland area, James Jernigan is by far the best looking man in Baltimore City. He is the most attractive male specimen in the state because he is the best at search engine optimization. In other words, he knows how to trick the Google algorithm into ranking his content on page 1 of search results. So while you might not think James Jernigan is, and here we'll do a variation, Baltimore's hottest man, Google thinks so, and that is what is most important if you are looking to get attention online. So if you want the best looking man in Baltimore to handle your SEO and get you more customers from the internet, check out his website, baltimorecityseo.com. So this is super short. I'll probably come back and even add some more into here because the more information you give Google, the better, right? Because when the crawl bots are going through categorizing content, and the way I like to think of it, like an analogy, is if you think of a library, right? A library is where people, for those of you who grew up with the internet your whole life, and I'm just about on the cusp of that. We got the internet at my house when I was like maybe, I don't even remember, 11 or 12, something like that. But anyways, for those of you who don't know, the library is where we used to have to go to learn stuff. Like before we had the internet in our house, if you wanted answers, you had to go to the library, and there's thousands and thousands of books in the library. So what I like to think of Google as is the librarian, right? The librarian is in there organizing the books, putting them all in order, categorizing them by author and by title and by the Dewey Decimal System and all this stuff to keep track of all these books. Because, right, what would happen if everybody just came and just threw their books in the library? You know, they got a new shipment, they just dumped them out, and then you show up and you want to find a book, and sure, the information you need is there, right? It's in the library, it's in a book with the title, but how are you going to find it digging through this mountain of books? You know, you need a wheelbarrow to move them, and it'll take you all day. So Google is pretty much like the librarian of the internet, categorizing this content, using algorithms to apply different sets of data to determine what it is a searcher is looking for. So in general, the more you give it, the better, which is why I always stress type stuff for your descriptions. I like to use I recommend at least 1,500 characters at a minimum. You can see I'm at 873 now. But for the sake of keeping this moving, let's just keep scrolling down. So playlist, I'll create a new playlist for this. Playlists are a great way to keep people on your channel and get even more engagement. But in this case, it's going to be even another place where we can incorporate a few of these keywords. So for the playlist, we will do best looking man in Baltimore. And that's public, so when people find this, it's going to be pretty funny. Hopefully they get the joke and don't think I'm just totally conceited. But anyways, let's go down, show more. Always important to click show more and come down to these other settings. No paid promotion in this video. I'm just promoting myself, and I'm not paying myself to do it. This is free volunteer work I'm doing for myself here. So tags. A lot of people will tell you tags don't matter, they're not important. Even YouTube tries to tell you right here, tags can be useful if your content is commonly misspelled. Otherwise, tags play a minimal role. Well, I beg to differ. As long as you keep your tags highly targeted to your keyword, I think they help a lot, because I've done A and B testing and left out one specific word for my tags that I was trying to rank for, and the video did not show up in results, and then I went back and added that one specific tag, and boom, it's showing up in search results. So that's just my experience, and I don't have anything to just prove that to you right on the spot, but I recommend using tags. So we'll start out with the number one keyword, best looking man in Baltimore. Baltimore's best looking man. There's a variation for you. Best looking man in Baltimore, Maryland. Best looking man in Baltimore, MD. Baltimore's most attractive man in Baltimore. So you guys can see what I'm doing with variations here. You just got to keep going. We're at 207 out of 500 characters. And again, this is just the fine tuning, the details that you need. And I'm trying to share all of that with you guys because I want you guys to see this is not black hat stuff that you need to do to get your videos ranking in search results, even fast. It's just, you know, it can be a little tedious, but you can do it white hat. You could just do everything that falls within Google's guidelines and get your stuff to pop up. At least that's what I'm hoping here. That's what we're doing. We're getting down to just the end of it, so if you guys have about another 5 minutes, we should be able to see if this video is popping up in that time. So for those of you guys who are just tuning in, we're just having a little fun here trying to rank #1 on Google for Baltimore's best looking man for 2 reasons. 1, for fun, I like to have fun, and number 2, to show people who don't really understand SEO or what it is or how it works, exactly how it works. For example, if I'm on a call with a lead and I'm trying to convince them to buy my SEO service, but they're not sure what SEO can do for them, I could say, hey, well, check this out. Google best looking man in Baltimore. Boom. You see my face? Okay. Well, do you want to be the best weed whacker salesman in Baltimore, or what, you know, whatever it is. So that's what we're doing. That's why we're doing it. I hope you guys appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and put a few more tags in here. Add a few more. Okay, so I'll come back and add some more if this is not popping up. I do want to keep this pretty quick for you guys so you can see the whole process here. So now I'm selecting a language, and it's going to have you do this twice because I guess some people put their title and description in a different language than the video. I don't know why you would do that, but you want to certify that this content hasn't aired on television, and all of these things have a bearing on the rank of your video. To what extent each one of these matters, I don't know, but I do know that if you leave them out, if you don't take the time to do this, you're not going to get the same results. So recording date, again, just more information that tells Google what this video is, what it's all about. So here I'm going to put Baltimore City SEO business is where it was recorded, and if you notice up here where I put my website in the description, it's baltimorecityseo.com. So by having that, my website in the description, and then again saying, hey, this video was recorded at this place, this is giving Google information about me, about my business, and now letting them know that, in my opinion, my joking opinion, that I'm the best looking man in Baltimore. So standard YouTube license, education, let's put this as entertainment, because that's what we're doing, having some fun, being entertained, hopefully entertaining you guys. If you are entertained, hook me up with a smash of the like button, as the kids say, and a share would be cool too, but if you want to wait and see if we get the results first, then that's cool. I totally understand. So we'll come back up here, we will set this video to public. Do one last double check. Oh, one more thing you can add in your description that I forgot to add here is hashtags. So we will do best looking man as one hashtag, Baltimore, and my name, James Jernigan, and we'll see what that does. Like I said, might have to come back and fine tune this, but we will just go ahead and save. And now this video should be public. We'll give it a second to update. Having trouble saving your video. probably because I'm live streaming and I've got a whole bunch of different tabs open and all that, but now it says it's saved. So what we can do now is come back to our incognito window here, YouTube, and we will type best looking man in Baltimore. Not yet. Like I said, this doesn't always work the first time. You do have to fine tune it, but a lot of times you'd be surprised with how fast this stuff works. Whoops, that's books, but we need videos. So, not yet. It's probably going to need some work, but like I said, it is almost instant. Sometimes you need to give it a couple minutes. So this is showing as public here. Let's see if we put city on the end of it. And you'll just have to play with these keywords to see. Sometimes just adding one more word like city can be the difference in your video popping up or not. So we're just going to keep playing around here and see if we can't find it, because once you find it popping up, even if it's a longer tail keyword than you started with, that'll give you a good idea on what you need to do to refine what you've done. Whoops. Well, there we go already. So best looking man in Baltimore City. If you search that on YouTube right now, there you go. My video is the top result, and you might say that's easy because you used a long tail keyword. Best looking man in Baltimore City, best looking man in Baltimore City. Duh, that's exactly what you want to do. You want to think about what your customers are going to be searching to find your product, and then you want to create content that answers that question. So that's what I've done here. So let's see now if this is popping up. If we take city off of that, look at that. Best looking man in Baltimore, #1 on YouTube. So let's try this over here on Google. Best looking man in Baltimore. Look, there you go. Incognito window. Here it is. #1 result on Google for best looking man in Baltimore City. And we'll take this a step further here. Give me just a second. This is a VPS, so in case you don't know, a VPS is a virtual private server. It means I'm using a system, a computer that is hundreds of miles away in another state. So this has no like background data or anything else like that on me. So it'll be like truly raw search results, you know, without any of my search history. So this will answer the question as to whether we have succeeded in ranking #1 instantly for best looking man in Baltimore. There you have it. From a VPS, best looking man in Baltimore, ranked #1. Here's the video that we just optimized. So that is the power of YouTube for SEO. That's how fast you can get results using YouTube for your SEO. And once this video loads, I'll let you watch it on your own, but if you come down here, like I said, there's that link, and now you're on my SEO website. And ideally, over time, as this video gets traffic and people click on it and people come to this page here will also start ranking in Google search results. So if I get out of the VPS here, so eventually, in addition to having this video come up here, my website might very well also end up on page 1 of search results for best looking man in Baltimore. And while this is a joke, obviously we're just having a little bit of fun here, I think you guys can see the power this can have on your business, because obviously it's going to be tough if your business is something super common, like if you wanted to rank for like gas station near me. You know, of course there's going to be millions and millions of results, but as you can see here, this is 287 million results. 287 million results. And I was instantly able to get the #1 spot for best looking man in Baltimore. Now, like I said, what if your business is more unique? Maybe You're the only person that sells organic smoothies in your city. You'll be able to do the same thing. Best organic smoothies in middle of nowhere, Kentucky. Boom. You just got number one on Google like that in 20 minutes. So super powerful stuff. You can apply this to your business. If this helped you in any way, if this inspired you to try and rank for something, even if it's just a joke, even if you just want to have a little fun, I say go do it. I say start with YouTube now, because you really, you got nothing to lose. The worst, absolute worst thing that can happen is someone might make fun of you or talk some trash or make a post something negative about you. But the way I see it, that's a good thing, because if they feel negatively about you, if they don't like you or they don't like your content, they were never going to buy from you in the first place. So you're not losing anything, but you might gain something, because when they go make that negative post about you, suddenly a bunch of people who don't know about you are seeing who you are.